600 million of them, about 72% of that or so, is in sub-Saharan Africa.
Not just Africa, but
sub-Saharan Africa. You know, and I mean, if you look at energy consumption around the world, you know, in sub-Saharan Africa, it's about 180 kilowatt per capita. It's 180 per kilowatt hour. In the US, it's 13,000 consumption per kilowatt hour. In Europe, it's about 6,500, you know, consumption. So we're at 180, right? And so you see the direct relationship between our energy consumption and economic development. You know, ours is so low because without energy, you cannot do so many things, you know, in transport, health, in education, agriculture. There's so much that requires energy. If it, you know, digitalization, artificial intelligence, all those things that we want to do require energy. So it's a big issue for Africa and how we are able to deal with this elephant in the room. My own experience with our situation in Ghana, and when you look at what is happening across the continent in South Africa, in Nigeria, and so on, they are not cost recovering. You have a major problem to start with in that sector. In the utility sector, I think the World Bank estimates that we need about 20 billion annually for the next 10 years or so for us to close the gap, right, on electricity. And so if you don't have that incentive for the private sector, because a lot of this investment must come in from the private sector.
How do you energize the private sector?
Exactly. But if they see a loss-making enterprise, they're not likely to invest. So that is one thing that we have to be careful and very deliberate on to make sure that there is viability of our utilities. The other thing that we have to do, because we are working individually in countries, it is very important because, you know, some places we have different comparative advantages. There are some parts of the continent where there's more hydro, some parts where there's more gas. But so it requires a deliberate strategy to integrate our utilities. And not only to integrate the utilities, but to integrate the power and diversify the power generation mix towards more green energy. You need to diversify towards more solar, towards more hydro on the continent. We are blessed with a lot of sun. And many places in the Sahel, for example, that you can really leverage solar energy, for example. So I think that the integration of our utilities is going to be very, very important, as well as making sure that there's financial viability and encouraging the private sector to come in to invest.
12 cedis. Necessary or no, sir, and 1 gallon. Yanya duty 2 million. Say, crowd also me and throw.
Yantuase, and 1 gallon no. Mofano ho ahe. Mo de babeton wa ha ahe. And a mutua who duty 200 Ghana cedis.
Me wa receipt baby wo ha 12 cedis. Make me a yaba. By say o see 2 million. Me am to me kan one ye seize wa a flower border. Ye seize man wa 500 me wo ho papers.
500 and Brambacho. Oh, Ada, what's that now? Hey. 500 yen
pieces.
Pieces saying.
Gallon no. Baku 500. Oma fawo. Ba o si anwa no me amfa. Me pese me bisa nanado ne ba o mi ase. Anwa na o mu seize ye no. Omo so omo me amfa no. Oma hye na so oma ye ne dan. Me pese me hu anwa no me ko ye ne ani ho. Enti no omo ye ne dan. Na me makwaji low na maji manwa baako 500 ubisa obia wa ha ye frado ma me asama mi kan mi wo me papers mi bibia o me a strong one people ubisa obia ni me enti mi bisa me bisa na na do ne ba o mi asa manwa no o ma season no e wan o ma hye na na se o ma hwiahwiagu
500 pieces baako 500 hanum
ai mi to baako 4 million wo ho wo si anya do to 200 cedis
Dabio duty no oye na ba ku bia so ana.
Ba ku bia.
Na anwa no koto 400. Oye hu duty 200. E o ba ku bia ho. Oye wasan dia faka dia ba.
Si mi pese mi bisa ne say manwa no. O misa custom for say ada so mbeye duty ne makwaje manwa. Se manwa 500 de me mfa nche wom.
Ukọ ho a wo mo agi anwa no si ho no. Ukọ ho ko busa asa anwa no wei no. O mo kan sen ne kire o.
Me ko ye no mo si anwa no o mo sizi.
Ba wan fo wani anhu ba bia anwa no gu.
Bi anhu ba ko a oba next day me san ko ye no. Na to create a load anwa no.
Dabi nya to boase. Wo mo sizi anwa no e ka tro so o ma sizi. Ade chin ya wo ko ye no.
Afla ho bie mu no.
You send to yourself, the bank collect, everybody collect, e-levy, why? You know, it's terrible. Then go and read the Ghana Demographic Health Survey. Health outcomes, double disease burden. In 2024, young guys are getting even all kinds of lifestyle, plenty things. Healthcare service, if you don't have money, cash and carry. Quality of education, bobo, kids can't even spell properly. Class size, big. Then come and sit here and say, oh, we are doing it. Nanado is doing, what is he doing? What is it? What are you saying? About you do what? Because in the name of politics, who speak the truth? Because the person from our hometown. You don't get me, or from your wherever. Let's be honest for once. The reason we are not doing well is because we are not honest as a citizen. Countries that do well, they value the truth, and truth is not just saying yes or no. Truth is looking for facts. You look for inquiry. That's why we go to school. Education is the search for truth. The truth about malaria, the truth about unemployment, the truth about currency depreciation, the truth about our own prejudice. Research is to find truth. So you push, you get me? If you don't, you can pray, but that's not truth. If you don't value, societies that advance, they value truth. They spend money to ascertain the truth about their situation, and they solve it, but you don't want to accept the truth. You don't want to accept the truth. You want to tell yourself you are the best, and you believe it. The fact that you believe a lie is just delusion. Now you can be delusional. Now delusion means you are lying to yourself. You can lie to somebody, that's dishonest. But delusion is worse than dishonesty. Because delusion means you know you are wrong, but you believe, you convince yourself you are right. We are delusional. Ghana, Black Star of Africa for where? First country of Sub-Saharan. So what? Go and look at all the facts. Some guy did a video on Cote d'Ivoire. Go and look at the Cote d'Ivoire video. Look at the stadiums they are playing in. Look at the stadium of football. Look at the parks. Is the parks in Cote d'Ivoire you are seeing? Is there anyone in Ghana like this? Even Accra Sports Stadium, they stopped that they are going to do music concerts in a stadium. You go and see nails on the floor and things. Our football is going bad. Then you get up and say, what are you talking about? We can't even compete in football. There's no grassroots, AstroTurfs everywhere. We've lost it. There's no commitment to excellence anywhere. People don't even read any properly. Stories are poorly written everywhere. We are just living, shouting every day, convincing ourselves that we have the first sub-Saharan African country for successful elections. They will do well for their citizens. We are living a lie. If you live a lie, nature will resist you. Because the lie, you see, truth is reality. So the more you search for truth, the closer you get to reality. That's why some people have put research into things to solve their problems. We don't want to do that. We've thrown all our scientists to the background, all our professors, they are book long too much. We go on air. How can you advance? How can you advance? You are doing the discussion on the policy. When you are in power, it means everything you want to say is true. People have done research and they have told you the thing is wrong. You don't care because you have power. And you appoint some of your upstarts on social media to attack people who speak. Follow them with robots, bots and things. You get some money and you think you are doing something to yourself. When your child falls sick and you don't have ambulance, that's when you know that you've lived a lie. That's what. So let's go for truth. That's the issue. If you don't have truth, you cannot succeed. And the truth starts with us being honest to the facts. The facts show that the economy is not doing well and the government has mismanaged it. Let's accept it. Let's accept it and stop all these big English.
Yes, I can. Yeah, no, I am a fortune. Say, quite a before I bet you can. You France in commands. As a scan by crowd, that's right. How much I say? Yeah, the karma, a cana, deno, I enti omo kra emwa na omode eba bebre no eye hu kra ma om aye be fa so aye kra betimi atua ye bedan dan ye ho enintis answer na mwa no kra na ye betu ho anamon ana beti ho asempa pa bi kra fi omo akache no e ka ye de no yenko ne yenko ye ka no hu bibi na ka no edo so dodo so wazam ye nchiro mo kwan ye be fa so a ye betimi atete say yeah boy who brand here to the chess I can know. It's not I don't know how you.
Yes, I am of not was sense rock and was one
about to cross the Yamla will be in some Nayamla Mediscan was house rain.
That's it.
Come now, one who cross house rain. I catch us and no cannet down. Young less I can abandon day. Now I catch a minority in the majority say Charlie. I didn't yet bring your moon combo.
Out of the vehicle, they started shooting at this range. Then it came something like this.
About the angle of the fire.
Yes,
I thought you were talking about the intensity. You see, the shots were into the air, then you said it started coming down. So I thought you were referring to the intensity of the firing.
My Lord, I'm referring to the angle at which they were.
Very well, thank you.
At this point, I told my camera technician and Nasir Yusuf, who was behind us, to move to higher ground. So we climbed an uncompleted one-story structure.
So please, apart from you and your crew, was anybody else running? The other members of the public?
Yes, my Lord. Soon as the military men started firing, the crowd started retreating.
No, me NPP for because me NPP. The entire man, Nana, yeah, force workers fix the country, Nana, and Menkuzuku, Minyafi, no, so Musa or picture, but that's not me. I need the attempt, and yes, will be disgrace. No matter what, show boy, I'm a show boy, and always me throw Facebook, Supra, never, and Tianako come Musa show boy saying the city, who pictures Anna Yabichron. Nasa GDA me wo ema wo mu no a GDA Ghana force so ema wo no nana do don kwa akufu ado e wo ma wo no na Ghana for ne say nana fix the country. Nana fix the country. Ne say yeah kasi nana fix the country na monfo bi dwene say ya town. Nana GDA ne wo mu wo fix Ghana na maya. Nana wa fix Ghana na maya ya beko hawo intina na nyankupo ama me no kasa na kasa me kasa sa kire wo no na nyankupo ama asenizu e ba menim I don't know why Nana because you need say wo e no pepo ayi wo no biti me fix Ghana na maya wa fix Ghana na maya na ko be chire Nada zon fadi ga baba ya buye zama masala amma marufa na ne na wanga baka na ne ke yi asma mi ke yi kina su ba sai nana fix the country fix the country ni cire sai ya wuci die ma in tin ya ka sai fix the country ana country nana in ya wona usenu wallahi nana in ya wona usenu a che en kaninu nana ni yo video no man kiti bi awu bi demonstration usawo mu uswa so force wa sai idan ma wasa adiwe nana adiwe sai abawon sa we ekura wa abawon sai na fuje ntia menya kukuduro nana ena a me no kasa ne sai minim sai enya wa adwen no wonwe sakura na so ba kuo no na na sai ade o Ghana no hye wonsem no ena ye kire wo sai kuo bi ni sai ne ye ya no enti wo so wanya ne sana wo wonto enti eni ntina nana wugina so a wudi ye de wuje na so wo wakoma empe wo wakoma empe ne nyankopɔ
Me last week na me ni ha. Almost say MPP let away. control let away by her. So when we let away. What can kind?
That's with Bulldog kind life.
Who can let away now? And you know natural here. Obi natural or signing em say one kind. Nippon and the D shall say minimum. Onimyansa. Whoever wrote this, I'm saying it be a pressure. I don't say no more year or moon hand. It be a pressure. I will just give him the benefit because minimum Nippon or Cholet, Nippon ya troni din wa ha as your friend is saying William Yeboah. Minimum. On your no Cholet away. Obi am from the phone. More Muslim MPP. Google article 162 1992 Constitution. Google 1624. Can I do draw? So we Google now kind sa idea na. Beso so create ankasa no and I host over can 1624 162 we dey call 162 na kind 4 no say then e draw or say yen reforming United Showbiz program and this is coming from a political party we are sana wo hu ye hi sa let pese mo kind sa de no
1624
162
editors, publishers of newspapers and other institutions of mass media shall not be subject to control or interference by governments. Not
yen aban emrana ema MPP ye party to me operate wo krom ha emrana ema Nana Akufo-Addo to me ye president of Ghana no sambran ya true mo sa dia ye wo he no political party
should interfere
can interfere in what we are doing here.
I'm saying about the obi political party.
I'm talking about this political party as MPP. So now this now I'm coming. Now this letter that they have written is stating that Yema MPP for kwan mo mba show so mbe kan ho adwen. As you nim say show ya yetisu wo hey. Mr. Logic, a strong MPP man. Every day he's speaking for MPP. But you know the reason why Omo complaining say MPP for Maha because Mr. Logic speaks for Kennedy Japan. So Kennedy Japan is not seen as what the party is looking at doing. And when you continue doing stuff like this, this is what will make people say that the whole party is set up into a certain direction at this point. And these people are the people who are making the job of the government very, very difficult.
Ramatu Abdullah Helena, a Mamprosi from East Mamprosi district, but pastoring a church in Dagbang here, Dalang, Assemblies of God to be precise. Gold Coast security, where many of us invested our monies, were disturbed. I don't want to say closed down, but our monies were locked up. So we had our monies that we contributed. Provident Fund is for our pension. When you are going on pension as a pastor, you withdraw to cushion your old age. These monies were invested, and the company was down, and we are not able to recover these monies. Many of our old pastors have retired and are still looking to this money to be able to cushion their old age. And not only GoCo Security, I think other business setups were affected.
Hear some complaints, and I know that it is not easy.
Think about one thing. You hear the NDC saying, but it will affect your interest rates, it will affect your inflation, it will affect your growth. Isn't that the case? You are managing the economy in a way to look at its impact on these variables: exchange rates, interest rates, inflation, and growth rates. That is the issue. When the NDC was in government, well, way before they took us to HIPIC, remember the HIPIC period, they had mismanaged the debt level such that we had come down. What has happened to exchange rates? It is depreciation has come down. What has happened to interest rates? It has come down. What has happened to growth? It is going up. That is a difference in economic management. This particular period, you will recall that I stated in 2014 that if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. That was true then. That was true then, and it is true now. It is. That defies logic. There could be other external factors causing the exchange rate depreciation.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, The ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number 2, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob.
You reach a certain stage in life, and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth. You are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are 2 types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Friday, the 17th day of May 2024. By His grace, we're live and we're here. We're at another edition of the show. Our gratitude will go to the Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's region. New weekend crusading guide. Move to our special prosecutor underway.